Okay, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Get started. Today, we will discuss the role of the IEP or ARD facilitator and the responsibilities involved in ensuring that every student eligible for special education receives the appropriate services in compliance with the federal and state regulations. The ARD or IEP facilitator's role is to coordinate the ARD or IEP process, maintain compliance, support collaboration among team members, and ensure decisions are always based on student data and individualized needs. Our responsibilities extend beyond scheduling meetings. We help ensure the entire special education process remains legally compliant, organized, and student-centered. Effective ARD an effective ARD or IEP meeting begins long before the committee members enter the room. Preparation includes reviewing the student's current IEP, reviewing evaluation reports, reviewing progress towards annual goals, reviewing accommodations and services, reviewing parent and teacher concerns, confirming timelines, confirming required committee members, preparing all documents before the meeting. Preparation allows the committee to focus on making informed decisions instead of searching for information during the meeting. Managing timelines. One of the ARD's facilitators or the IEP facilitator's primary responsibility is maintaining compliance with families. This requires maintaining an organized tracking system, reviewing deadlines regularly, communicating with evaluators, service providers, and addressing all concerns before deadlines become compliance issues. The goal is simple: remain compliant while ensuring students receive services without any interruptions. Parent participation. We love our parents. Parents are equal members of the ARD committee. Before the meeting, parents receive written notices, follow-up communications through multiple methods whenever possible, such as a hard copy sent home, a text message, an email, or a phone call. During the meeting, parents should understand every step of the process, and that's our job to make sure they do understand. Their concerns should be acknowledged. Their questions should be answered. Their participation should be encouraged throughout the whole meeting. Parents should leave understanding what decisions were made and why those decisions were based on data. Free, appropriate public education. One of the most important reasons of the committee is ensuring every student receives FAPE. Students who qualify for special education receive specially designed instruction and related services at no cost to the family. All services are based on the student's individual needs. LRE, least restrictive environment. Placement decisions should always begin with the least restrictive environment. And let me state that one more time. All placements should start with, first, the least restrictive environment, LRE. Students should be educated with their non-disabled peers to the greatest extent appropriate. Placement decisions should never be based on convenience, staffing, available programs, or disability labels. Instead, placement decisions must be always done based on individualized and supported by data. That FIE, the full individual evaluation that was done by the multidisciplinary committee. They give recommendations. We need to follow those recommendations. Developing the IEP. The committee develops an individualized plan using objective data. The committee reviews, first, present levels of academic achievement and functional performance. We call those FLAS. Evaluation data. We call that an FIE, or full individual education evaluation. Teacher input, parent input, progress monitoring, student strengths, student needs. Annual goals should always be measurable, individualized, realistic, and attainable. Make sure they are obtainable and observable, please. Services and accommodations should directly support those goals. One question campuses often ask: when should a student receive inclusion services rather than or versus resource? Inclusion services provide specialized instruction support within the general education classroom. We call that push-in. Special education teacher collaborates with the general education teacher to support instruction while allowing the students to remain in the least restrictive environment whenever appropriate. Resource service, which we call pull out. Inclusion is push in, resource is pull out, okay? It provides specially designed instruction in a smaller setting with the student's needs when the student's needs cannot be appropriately met in the general education classroom, even with accommodations and support. So that's when they need to be pulled out. The committee determines placements by reviewing the student's individual needs, their evaluation data, progress, and response to intervention, RTI. And there are 3 levels of RTI as well. We'll cover that in another professional development. Placement decisions should always begin with the least restrictive option and move to a more restrictive setting only when necessary, provided by FAPE. Running an effective ARD meeting, an effective or IEP meeting. An effective facilitator remains calm, organized, neutral, diplomatic. Every member should have the opportunity to contribute. Discussions should remain respectful. When disagreements occur, the facilitator should redirect the conversation back to the data, that FIE, and the student's needs. The facilitator helps the committee remain focused on compliance while by reaching decisions that benefit the students. Documentation is so important. Documentation protects the student and the district. Every committee decision should be clearly reflected in the IEP and ARD paperwork. Documentation should accurately reflect services, goals, accommodations, placement, committee decisions, required notices. Accurate documentation supports implementation and compliance. Now, I've brought up a few acronyms. IEP, Individualized Education Plan. ARD, that means arrival, review, and dismissal. Those are the terminology that the state of Texas uses for the same thing that the nation uses, IEP meetings. MDR, manifestation, determination, review. Oh my. An MDR is required when a disciplinary removal results in a change of placement. Within the required timelines, the committee reviews whether the student's behavior was caused by and or had a direct relationship to the student's disability, or whether the conduct resulted from the district's failure to implement the IEP properly. This review protects both students' rights and district compliance. Transfer student. When a student transfers into the district with an existing IEP, comparable services should begin promptly. I say again, promptly. The campus then reviews the student records, evaluation data, services, accommodations, and placement while preparing for the next ARD meeting within the required timeline. The goal is preventing service interruptions while maintaining compliance. Supporting staff. Facilitators also support teachers. Teachers should understand the student's accommodation, service minutes, documentation expectations, progress monitoring, the role during the ARD meeting. Supporting teachers improve implementation and ultimately improve student outcomes. Thank you. We've gotten to the end. So, in closing, an effective ARD or IEP facilitator combines organization, communication, collaboration, compliance. Every decision should remain student-centered. Every decision should remain student-centered. Every meeting should protect students' rights. Every committee member should leave understanding their responsibility. When compliance and collaboration work together, students receive the services they need to be successful. For more NACSG or NACSG information, complete our survey and scan our QR codes. Thank you for joining and have a great day.